Well, I first knew Brady as a student, and then after he graduated, just kept in contact with him, and from being a student to being a friend to being a colleague, and his love of Lindsey Wilson and basketball and so many other things, it was just easy to get to know Brady.
I've known Brady for a long time. I arrived at college in 1995, and he was one of the first people I ever met here at the college. I was privileged enough to get to coach him, the men's basketball program, and then later on, after his playing career was done, he still had a year of eligibility. And Brady asked me, he said, "Coach," he said, can I do work study with you? Because I don't want to work in a cafeteria or anywhere else." And so he joined me with the cycling program, and Brady was sort of the student assistant coach with the cycling program. So to say that the two of us have spent a lot of time together over the years is an understatement.
In 2005, when Brady started working here, he became, we became quick friends. He started coming to practices frequently during the early part of the year. He wanted to know about our players. He wanted to know about, Coach Peck, myself. But he just loved Blue Raider basketball. He loved being around it. That was one of his passions. That's originally what brought him to Lindsey Wilson. So that's how Brady and I met, and over the next 15, 16 years, we became really, really close, and became, good friends. He was probably one of my best friends here on campus, and I'm not originally from Kentucky, but I'm a Jayhawk. I'm from Kansas. He always gave me grief about that, but we became quick friends and really, really close friends.
He really embodied everything that Lindsey Wilson College is about. He had a great love for the college, for its mission, for the people who work here, for the students, and he was such a good ambassador for the college. And like I say, it was just easy to nominate Brady for this, because when you think of Lindsey Wilson College, you think of the qualities that Brady had.
When you talk about Brady, you talk about somebody who's just a genuine friend to so many people. The relationships he has established during his undergraduate tenure, I don't think anyone could have known that it was setting him up for the professional person he was going to be in the service to the college. He spent so much time getting to know the people he was around. He was this amazing listener. When you were with Brady, you knew that you had his full attention, and you knew that he was going to give you every bit of himself back. And so he just was so much fun to be around. You never thought about any other time than the time that you were with him whenever you guys were together. So it's just that genuineness is hard to find in this world, and so that's a quality I think that we could all try to strive for, and he certainly exemplified it.
Number one, he just genuinely cared about people, and he everyone he came across, everyone that's probably at this awards banquet, knew that, and Brady cared about, and that's just one of the things that always stuck out to me, that he genuinely cared about people. He cared about you. He was that guy to me that I wanted to share good news with, because he just genuinely cared, and that's the one quality that really stands out about Brady. And he was just a superhuman being, a super father, and he loved Lindsey Wilson with all his heart.
There was a gentleman from my house, an insurance adjuster actually, from Glasgow. I never met him before, didn't know him. And we were talking, and then he said to me, "If you work at Lindsey Wilson College, do you know Brady Button?" And I said, well, of course I knew Brady. He was just a great guy. And he said, "Boy, have you ever known a better person than Brady Button?" And I said, I haven't. And that's what makes Brady who he was. He was a man of great faith. He loved his family. He loved this college. And but his influence was far beyond the circle, I think, of Lindsey Wilson College.
We would go to lunch, probably once a week. He would give me a call, and ask if I was busy He was going to be in town. Let's go to lunch. I never paid for lunch ever. He always paid for lunch, and we called it our professional development. That was part of his job. But our weekly lunch dates. My wife Tori, she always called Brady my boyfriend. She never referred to him by name, but as my boyfriend. And I considered Brady probably one of my closest friends here.
Brady would want to have lunch all the time, and he'd say, "Schmidt," he said, "tell me what's going on with students." And so we'd sit and talk. It might be Dr. Adams and myself and Brady. We'd be sitting down at lunch, and we'd just be cutting up and laughing and telling stories about what students were into these days. And Brady would offer a remark. He goes, "Not a lot's changed." He goes, "They're doing the same thing that I did when I was in college, and my friends did." And then we'd sit and tell stories and reminisce. But he would take those stories and he'd go and meet with donors, because that's what donors and alumni wanted to hear. They wanted something that built a bridge and connected them back to the feeling that they had when they were a student, or whatever relationship is that they have with the college. They wanted to continue to feel that connection. And Brady was just amazing at sharing those things and making people feel like they were present on our campus.
We could talk all day about how awesome Brady Button was. I literally miss him every day. And, he was just a strong person. Like I said before, he loved his family dearly. He loved his college. He was a man of faith. And, I hope that someday I could be as good a man as Brady Button was.
Again, a great man. He deserves not only the Distinguished Service Award, he deserves every award when it comes to a great alumnus, a great friend of Lindsey Wilson College. Just a great man, and he represents us better than anyone possibly could.
You hear people talk about the mission of college all the time. I think Brady exemplified the mission in every sense of those words when they were put together, and it's just I think it's absolutely amazing that we get to celebrate him and recognize him for the work that he did, for the person that he is, and for all the relationships and the people that he brought together. And the thing that's most important to remember is that the impact that he has had continues to be present every single day. And I think that's what's amazing, is that every day we get a chance to still think about Brady and recognize what a special person he is in all of our lives.
Please welcome the 2022 Distinguished Service Recipients family, Emily, Landry, and Lakin Button.